tell me what this shape is?
I
Aubrey.
love peanuts.
Is
I
it a
think I
circle?
do.
It is. Good job. Can anybody tell me what this shape is? Kev. Are you okay? Go get the school nurse, call 911. Are you choking?
There is no school nurse.
Oh, that's right.
Oh no. I got the school nurse.
What the heck happened?
I think he had some peanuts and now he's having an allergic reaction.
Whoa, well, one thing's for sure, we're not gonna give him Benadryl. Good thing I got my EpiPen. It's a triangle! What up guys, Nurse Age here. As you guys saw in the previous video, saving lives, just like Kevin's, is one of the few things I do as a school nurse. Coming up, me and my colleagues are going to be talking about the roles, the responsibilities, and what it takes to be a school nurse. Hope you guys enjoy.
Well, let me first give you the definition of what a school nurse does. So according to the National Association of School Nurses, they describe the role of the school nurse as a specialized practice and of professional nursing that advances the well-being, the academic success, and lifelong achievement and the health of students. So what we do is we provide individual and population health care and coordination for the school-age children and adolescents. Most of our case management deals with children with chronic illnesses, so that involves kids with diabetes, asthma, severe allergies, and we help take care of those kids with collaboration with the teachers, of course their parents. Sometimes special needs kids will also need help as well. 5 chronic diseases, or 5 chronic conditions that we help treat specifically are asthma, again diabetes, seizures, kids with severe food allergies, and attention deficit and behavioral disorders. One cool thing about that is with being school nurses, we also monitor immunizations. We need to make sure that all the kids are immunized and that all the kids are up to date. Again, we also collaborate with the parents and the teachers and also the psychologists as well as the counselors here at the school. And of course, the staff plays a very important role. So for us, we also help teach the CPR classes so that they know and that they can take care of the kids if there's any, if I'm not there or if I'm treating somebody else, the staff can handle that. So moving on, talking about the responsibilities that I have as a school nurse. Again, as I mentioned, CPR is one of the things that I help the staff do in case there are any emergencies that I am unable to get to. I teach the staff CPR so that they can help take care of them while we wait for the ambulance or any other help. Another big portion of my job is performing medication administration. So the kids that need to take their ADHD medications, the kids that need insulin, the kids that need their frequent doses of antibiotics, because of course as kids, they're not going to know when to take it, or they're not going to know that they need to take this medication at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever it may be. And of course, especially with the school-age children when they're playing on the playground, people can get injured. So of course, performing first aid is another thing that we do for the students. Also, like psychosocial support. We always want to make sure that we're there for them and that they know that we're there for them. I feel like that's a very important thing, especially with how they're growing and especially with the kids that have type 1 diabetes, those kids that have asthma that can't always participate with the other kids. So whenever they come see me, they always feel safe and they can tell me about everything. I'm going to give you guys some facts about school nursing. In schools where school nurses are present, immunization rates have vastly improved, the student health records are more accurate, and the student health needs are managed more efficiently. In Michigan, this is a very interesting fact, Michigan ranks last in the nation for the ratio of school nurses to students. and 54% of Michigan schools don't have access to school nursing services. So as you can see, me being a school nurse in Michigan, I play a huge role taking care of thousands of kids throughout their entire school career. So yeah, I play a really important role in their lives, and I love what I do.
My name's Miss Kish, and I was the teacher in Kevin's class earlier. To me, it's super important to have school nurses because, as you saw, it was the difference between saving Kevin's life and a fatal event. School nurses play a huge role as they are part of a team that provides school health services. They provide health education and also health promotion for students and staff. It's important for school nurses to be familiar with the education setting and work closely with teachers, aides, administrators, as well as parents and the families of children, because it truly is a lot different than being in a hospital setting. So here at our school nurse Adrian bases his care off what's called the whole school, whole community, whole child model. This model focuses on the child, and it also puts an emphasis on a school-wide approach, acknowledging learning, health, and the school as being a part of the community and also a reflection of the community. There's 10 different components that he looks at when using this model. These components are education, physical activity and also physical education, nutrition services, health services, counseling services, social environment, climate, physical environment, employee wellness, family engagement, and also community involvement.
Autumn, I'm a school nurse and I've worked alongside Adrian for a couple of years now. We do work in different school districts, but as one, our main goal is to provide our students and staff with a positive environment. I think both of our districts do an exceptional job of that. The students, teachers, bus drivers, and all school staff do work together, and the important role that they play in complementing the school nurse is seen. The teachers are there with the students for most of the day, so if there's a problem, they are able to identify it and they can come find a school nurse to help with that problem. And most of the information is provided by the student or the teacher at that time. Studies have also shown that students, parents, and teachers have positive attitudes towards school nurses, and I think that plays a big role. Some of the services that we as school nurses provide our students with our health services, health education, and promotion of a healthy school environment, as Adrian said earlier. We do provide on-site clinics that make it easy for students to get the care that they need. In these clinics, we follow up with hearing and vision problems and host regular screenings for these problems. And then based on our findings, we can make referrals if there's a problem that needs further attention. But we also create individual goals for our students based on their needs. So like if they have chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, or food allergies, we are able to provide the care that they need, such as medications, even just something as simple as education. The students that have learning disabilities, we can help them as well. We try to teach our students how to manage their conditions on their own, but we also teach the teachers how to provide for that student as well, to make sure everyone in the classroom does know what to do in an emergency. Like earlier with Kevin, who had an allergic reaction to peanuts, you guys saw that situation. The teacher was able to delegate one student to go grab the school nurse and one student to call 911. That way she could ensure that Kevin was safe and that someone was with him. And then when Adrian came in with his EpiPen, he was able to administer that quickly to Kevin and saved his life.
Hi, my name's Aubrey. I'm a Healthy People 2020 representative. So Healthy People 2020 is an initiative that provides national goals that should be met in 10 years. Here are a few objectives that are addressed specifically with school nursing. So they increase the proportion of nations in elementary, middle, junior high, and senior high schools that have a nurse to student ratio of at least 1 to 750. They increase the proportion of children and youth with disabilities who spend at least 80% of their time in regular education programs. They increase the proportion of the nation's elementary, middle, high school, and have official school policies, and engage in practices that promote healthy and safe physical school environments. They maintain vaccination coverage. They reduce suicide attempts in adolescents. They reduce obesity in children and adolescents. They reduce dental decay in children and adolescents, and they also reduce the proportion of a person with asthma. They also help with blindness and visual impairment in children and adolescents, and they help reduce tobacco use in adolescents.
Hi guys, Nurse Kev here. So thanks to Nurse Age, I was able to become a school nurse and learn about my shapes. Speaking of shapes, we actually have this circle here, otherwise known as the Public Health Intervention Wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about a little bit of each section and how it falls into school nursing. So starting off with the red section, they talk about surveillance. In New York City, school nurses use public health records or electronic health records to conduct surveillance of flu-like illnesses, fever, and allergies within the school system. Going to the green section, we have case management and a statewide demonstration project of school nurse case management. Improvements were shown in asthma symptoms and treatment problem scales. Looking at the blue section, we're looking at health teaching. So school nurses address student obesity concerns through nurse-led programs which assess nutrition and exercise. Going to the orange section, a big part of nursing is collaboration. So school nurses in Kansas collaborate with local dentists to provide free dental services to uninsured children. How great is that? Go on lastly into the yellow section. As nurses, we all know, advocacy for our patients is number one. So school nurses are always advocating for their students. In one situation, school nurses advocated for decreasing discrimination and following those policies. So some of the professional organizations associated with school nurses are the MASN and the NASN. One is the Michigan Association of School Nurses and the other is the National Association of School Nurses. Both of their missions are to optimize student health learning by advancing practice school nursing. So one is just more at a local state level and the other is at the more big picture national level.
Oh, sorry.
There is no school nurse.
Go.
There is no school nurse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No.
Oh. I'm so bad at this.
For schools to be familiar, no.
God.
To me, it's extremely important to have students. Hi, I'm Autumn.
So I'm actually going to talk about this shape right here.